Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. Indeed, politics is a very dirty game. It is a very interesting game, and politics is dynamic because what you see today could be the very opposite of what you see tomorrow. Ever since William Ruto named the ODM members into the cabinet, the country is confused. They have seen those people who never voted for Raila Odinga are at the top of their voices telling us that Raila has betrayed them. I will repeat that if you didn't vote for Raila Odinga, please stop telling us that Raila has betrayed you. But if you voted for Raila Odinga and you believed in his political ideologies, you are 100% right to say that Raila betrayed you. There are videos that have been circulating about Ruto, Gachagua, Kimani Chungwa, Ndindi Nyoro, telling the nation that they were not going to succumb to Raila's pressure to engage in a handshake. William Ruto is on record as saying that they had dished out all the positions and that he was not going to allow Raila into the government. At some point, William Ruto explained that Raila coerced Kibaki to get into parliament. He also coerced Uhuru Kenyatta. But he said that he is the man who was not going to allow Raila Odinga to get into into government. In fact, Rigathi Gachagua is on record as saying that he had set a trap to ensure that Raila is not seen anywhere near Statehouse. This is William Ruto.
Waliletea fujo Moi mpaka wakapata cooperation. Wakakuja wakasumbua Kibaki mpaka wakachukua nusu mkate. Wamekuja wakazungusha Uhuru hapo mpaka wakaenda na handshake, program yetu ikapotea, BBI ikaendelea, tukazama, tukaingia kwa madeni. Sasa mimi nimewaambia, hii serikali hii, mimi nawaambia hii serikali ni ya mahasla. Hakuna nusu mkate, hakuna handshake, hakuna hiyo borojo. Hawa wananchi walimaliza kazi ya viongozi tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8, wakagawa viti yote. Viti ya viongozi ilimalizika tarehe 9 mwezi wa 8. Wale wakupata MCA walipata. Wale wakupata bunge, wale wakupata sijui governor, wale wakupata rais imeisha. Ama kuna kiti mulibakisha? Si viti mulimaliza, muligawa ikaisha. Sasa ile kazi imebakia ni kazi ya hawa wananchi. Tujenge barabara, tujenge soko, tupange mambo ya matibabu, tupange mambo ya biashara, tupange mambo ya kilimo, tuondoe njaa. Hiyo ndio kazi imebaki. Ama namna gani jameni? Na tumewaambia ile vitisho walikuwa naye ati ndio wapate serikali nusu mkate haitafanyika tena. Haiwezekani. Sijui kama tunaelewana. Na hawa watu nitawakalia ngumu. Bana. 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 Ama namna gani? Si ndio? Kwani mtu ambaye anataka kuharibu biashara ya mwingine anapembelezwa? Bana. Nitawakalia ngumu sana hiyo watu wakwende. Sijui kama tumeelewana jameni. Negwo.
Even to make things worse, those who have been appointed to power are those people who had been perceived to be perennial enemies. One of them is Hassan Joho.
Na kama kuna mtu ako na namba ya William Ruto, arekodi hii video mtumie. Maisha yangu tangu nizaliwe sijawahi kuona mtu muongo, mfisadi, baradhuli, dhabdhabina kama William Samoei Ruto.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kenyans have been raising pertinent questions. And on this, I stand with the Kenyans. People are asking, I don't have a problem with Raila getting into government. But what we have a problem with is Is there justice when Raila gets to government? Because this is not the first demonstration that we have. Azimio went to the streets and people were killed. In fact, Raila's men, supporters, were retrieved from Kisumu and they were butchered, literally butchered. There was massacre. Those are not my words. They themselves said it and confirmed it. Some are being retrieved from their houses. And we have mothers who have lost their children. We have got people, even children who have lost their parents in the demonstrations. They have not been compensated. Those people who killed them have not been brought to book. And these people went to the street because Raila called them to get to the street. And that is why I'm saying I do not have a problem when Raila gets to government. That is his own choice. In fact, this government was supposed to be his. He was supposed to become the president of Kenya, were it not for the rigging. But then, before you get to parliament, the first thing that you need, before you get to government, the first thing that you need is to give justice to the people who died. Those who killed them must be brought to book. So people are asking, did people die for him to get to government? Even though he's saying that he has nothing to do with the people appointed, but it goes without saying he's the one who did it. So is there justice? That's what people are asking. The other question that people are asking is, when he told people that Ruto must go, was he serious about this? Because it was the same reasons why he went to the street that the Gen Zs are also asking about. And the bottom line is, both of them agree that Ruto must go. When he was saying Ruto must go, was he serious? Was it okay then that Ruto must go, but now he feels Ruto must not go? And I know you are going to tell me that political, that just like I've said, it's dynamics. The situation then is not as it is today. But people are asking that question. Why then? Why did he want Ruto to go, and why doesn't he want Ruto to go now? The other thing that people are asking, even with the dialogue that he's talking about, when they were given a chance, they didn't talk about the cost of living. That was one of the major pertinent issues there. Instead, it was about creating the position of a prime minister officially, the office of nobody. It was to create the position of the official opposition leader. You know, things that they talked about, but there was no cost of living. Begging the question, why now? Why do you want to take people to dialogue when we know that dialogue, all these dialogues that we've had have never materialized into anything that will help the people of Kenya? The last question, because there are so many, but the last one that I want to talk about, Raila Amolo Odinga gave us a dossier of scandals that were in the energy sector, road sector, and all these. Do you think William Ruto will fight corruption because Raila has sent his people there? Wandai is now in the energy ministry, where we had the oil government to government oil deal. Will corruption be fought? And the answer is no. It will not. One person told us, to be very precise, the senator of Uasin Gishu, when he was a governor then, Jackson Mandago told us that you should not try and think so much about politics. Don't put it in your heart. Let it be somewhere, remain somewhere in the lungs. And it is very clear, ladies and gentlemen, that politics is about interest. It starts with the individual interest. When their interests converge, they will always work together. When they have their political differences, they will separate. William Ruto told us that he was not going to allow Raila into the government. But now that their interests are converging, he has decided they are back into the government. He realized that he was facing a lot of opposition from his deputy, just like he did to Uhuru Kenyatta, and so he decided to embrace them. Kenyans must understand that politicians will never think of them. In that cabinet, there is no Mama Mboga, there is no border, there are no Gen Zs in it. Instead, it was recycling. Oparanya has been in government, and I don't have a personal, vendetta with Oparanya. He has been in government. He has been a governor twice. The same to Joho. I mean, couldn't there have been even younger people who have never been in parliament? Who have never been in government? These people think about themselves. They never think of you and I. And therefore, we should be very careful. Number one, be very careful that you don't kill your fellow Kenyan because of politicians. Look at when they are given an opportunity, they think of themselves. Let Kenyans embrace each other. Because when you fight for a politician, they have showed you that they think of themselves first. It is about personal interest. Your voices don't matter. Number two, let Kenyans of goodwill, let Gen Zs continue pursuing their cause without interfering with Raila's decision. Raila has decided they're in government. There are people, the ODM members who have been appointed there. But this must not stop the other groups from fighting for the democratic space to be expanded, for economic rights, electoral rights. We need to move further and ensure that we have new commissioners in place. Because if we continue talking about Raila has betrayed us and we are doing nothing, then we shall remain stagnant. Even as you continue saying, oh, Raila has betrayed us, let us look for a way forward. Let us look for a way forward. If you believe that you can kick out Ruto now, then you go ahead. But if you so believe that we can wait for 2027, ensure that it's not about noise. It's about ensuring that you are a registered voter. Ensure that you have policies together. Gen Zs can even sponsor one of their own, their candidate. Not necessarily a Gen Z. If they feel that they can support a millennial, they can support someone, and they decide this is whom we are going to vote for. I'm just saying that yes, as you lament about Raila, what is the way forward now? Can we think of something else, how to change the country even into a better place? Because it is obvious that politicians will always think of themselves. They will not think about us. But we will be getting into their trap if we continue lamenting and we do nothing. Let us, even as we complain, can we look for a way forward so that we make a difference, we change the country the way we want it to be? There are only two tribes that we have seen, the rich and the poor, the haves and the have-nots. Regardless of the tribe, regardless of the party, these people meet in high-end clubs and high-end churches and colleges and schools. Yet we are here fighting for them and thinking that they have us, our interests in their hands. No. This is a lesson. When you are given a chance to elect leaders, please scrutinize your leaders well before you elect them. When a president and a deputy president are fighting, we need to know, are we getting blindly into their fight? Because you can get into a fight and get injured for nothing. William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua told us they were going to work together. We must also scrutinize, are we getting into a war that we don't understand? I want to complete by just asking one question. And I know lawyers will tell me the law is very clear, depending on how you look at it. If William Ruto goes, who takes over? Are Gen Zs fighting an entire government to go, or they're only fighting William Ruto so that in the event that he goes, Gachagua can occupy that vacuum? Can someone tell me what the constitution says? Because there are two thoughts sharply divided. Others are saying if William Ruto goes, Gachagua will take over. Others are saying that William Ruto goes with the entire cabinet, including Rigathi Gachagua. I don't know. They will tell you the law is very clear. So, ladies and gentlemen, the law and the future of our nation is in our hands. We only need to ensure that we remain steadfast, tribeless, partyless, leaderless, formless, and let it be real leaderless. We cannot pretend. If at all we are saying leaderless and we have someone behind us, we lose the game. If at all we are saying we are tribeless, yes, we are hiding and harboring tribal feelings within us, we fail. If we pretend that we are partyless and yet we have some parties hidden in us, we fail. And if Gen Zs will have to move on, they need to be genuine and honest that they are tribeless, they are leaderless, they are partyless.